And since in your career you have called for and been back there for great pitchers, great pitching performances. There's a lot of pitching on the trade and free agent market. Let's focus on the free agent market and give me your top 5 guys. We're not talking about just the studs because anybody can write that list. But if you're out there with a limited budget, how would you spend that money and who would you be targeting?
Yeah, so this is fun because we've been talking about some of the same names a lot. You know, some of the guys that are still out there, Jordan Montgomery and those guys, great pitchers, and they're going to get a lot of money. But to me, when you start at Hyun Jin Ryu and you give him an opportunity to go out there and perform for you, when you look at his career, the guy's got a 3 ERA, a 3-something ERA. He's been doing it for a really long time. The body of work is there. Has he been healthy over the last couple of years? No. But this is a chance to take a flyer on a guy who can come in and easily give you 120 to 150 innings. I would say that's probably max just because he hasn't thrown that many innings lately. But a 3.5 ERA. For a team that's contending, a 1-year deal will get you, I'm going to say for less than what probably Lance Lynn or Kyle Gibson got from the Cardinals. I mean, he could give you that kind of a year that could really change your team around.
Do you think a year gets it done for him? He might be looking for multi-year guarantee.
He's going to be 37 this year. Coming off the inconsistency and the injuries over the last couple of years, I don't know that a team would be willing to necessarily go multiple years. So I think he could end up on one, even if it's a 2-year deal. It's not going to be for very much.
All right, so Ryu, number 5. Let's keep going on your list. Who's next?
So this is fun. So for me, number 4, Tyler Mahle, another guy coming off an injury who we've seen, I don't want to call him a front line, but he's got that kind of capability. His fastball plays up. He's got that great spin rate on his four-seam, can really generate a lot of swing and miss. Obviously, the Twins thought so when they went out and traded for him during their run a couple of years ago, and he's got the ability to really alter the way you structure a 5-man rotation. You can slot him in there at number 2 and feel very comfortable with it. Now, the idea is he's not going to be back until probably August, so it's risky, but the idea here is you get him and a guy that we'll see later on the list on a 2-year deal. Because you get him for a little bit of this year. Maybe he makes that nice, trade deadline-ish type splash for your team down the stretch run, and then you get him for another year at a great value because he could return a really good rate for you.
That's good. I like that. How about number 3 on your value list? These are not names that everybody kind of stumbles on. Seth Lugo, man, he was great with the Mets and deserved more canvas there, I thought. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's back in San Diego. I
would not either, but what's fun about him is the fact that look, last year was his best year as a full-time starter. By far, it was his best year. But he put up basically a 3.5. He was very good. And what's funny is his curveball, which is known as his best pitch, actually was not very good last year. It got hit around pretty well. So to me, when I look at this guy, I think, okay, if we can get his curveball numbers back to what they have been historically for his entire career, you're talking about a guy who could post easily a 3 ERA or a 3.5 again. He gave you almost 150 innings last year, 146, I think. So he can go up to 170, 180 maybe. This is a guy who can eat up innings for you, but you can also potentially, he could be that swing guy for you down the stretch, maybe in the playoffs. He's got the ability to pitch at a very high level in the bullpen, so you get both of those things out of him. Now, is he going to command a multi-year deal and a decent amount of money? Absolutely, but it's not going to be what you see some of these other guys getting.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I know Harold's a fan as well.
This is a high-end all-star pitcher.
Yes, let's go back to the full screen. Keep filling out the full screen.
We got that full screen, Bill?
We got it, Harold. Here it is. Brandon Woodruff. Somebody would be taking a flyer on a guy that's not going to be able to pitch in 2024.
This is another guy who he wouldn't be able to pitch for the first half, right? But he could potentially be back for the second half of the season for you. And so it's similar to that Tyler Mahle situation where you get a guy on a 2-year deal that can help you down the stretch in 24 and then obviously do something great for you in 25. So to me, when you look at Brandon Woodruff, the stuff that this guy brings is just at such an elite level. And the fact that you could get him on a relative bargain for 2 years, maybe it's a year and a half of it, is an incredible opportunity for any team who's looking to add a frontline starter and do it at a time where maybe they have some pieces in place where they can survive for a good portion of the regular season.
Shoulders are scary, I know, but there are many ways to treat, rehab shoulder injuries.
They take your blood, spin it.
That's right.
Shoot it back into the injury.
Harold, very, very knowledgeable in blood
when it comes to injuries.
Spinning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So number one, and this isn't necessarily a value.
No,
this is
it is. No, it still is.
Oh, okay.
It's still, well, that's how good this guy could potentially be.
Okay.
To me, this is one of those where you're thinking about him and you know the contract you're going to get. It's a big contract. He's going to make upwards of $25 to $30 million a year, probably. But when you take into consideration what you could be getting, the potential is there for him to come in for the first year and win a Cy Young. What we've seen him do in Japan, what we saw Kodai Senga come over and do this year for the Mets with, I'm not going to say less stuff. He is tremendous stuff. But this kid's only 25. He's getting better. He can potentially make these adjustments very quickly when he comes over to this league. I just see him having the ability to completely change a team's outlook on their 24 and 25, 26, 27, 20. I mean, we'll see how long the contract is, but he's got the opportunity to change an organizational trajectory. And so to me, that's a bargain. When you can do that with a guy and pay him not necessarily as a proven starter in Major League Baseball, but as the potential to be the best starter in the game.
Interesting list.
Interesting.
I think so too, Harold.